What if that cup of coffee you've had every single morning for decades could become the very weapon that helps you rebuild muscle after 60? Most people accept muscle loss as inevitable, assuming it's just another chapter in the aging process. The truth is, it has a name: sarcopenia, and while it is a natural biological process, it doesn't mean you're powerless against it. Many men believe the only way to fight back is through heavy lifting or punishing workouts, but the real key lies in something more subtle. Something often overlooked: the timing of nutrition. You see, your body runs on a muscle-building clock, and when you pair the right nutrients with that early morning window, combined with caffeine as the delivery system, you create conditions where your body can actually absorb and use what it needs to grow stronger. I've spent over a decade studying muscle health in older adults, and I've seen simple morning rituals like this transform men who thought their best days were behind them. The ingredients I'm about to share aren't exotic, they're not expensive, and in fact, they may already be sitting in your kitchen. The real secret isn't doing more, but fueling right at the right time. And that brings me to the very first ingredient, something so ordinary yet so powerful that you may have overlooked it all these years. The first thing I do is stir a spoonful of unsweetened dark cocoa powder into my morning coffee. At first glance, it might sound like just a flavor choice, but in reality, cocoa is packed with flavonoids, especially a compound called epicatechin, that directly improves blood flow to muscle tissue and helps the body utilize protein more efficiently. Research shows this can boost muscle protein synthesis by as much as 25%, meaning the protein you already eat works harder for you. That's a game changer when you're trying to keep your legs steady and your body strong after 60. To make it practical, I suggest starting with 1 tablespoon mixed into your coffee within the first 30 minutes of waking up. If the taste feels too bitter, add a small touch of honey or stevia. If you're sensitive to caffeine, you can use decaf or even herbal coffee alternatives without losing the effect. One important note: if you're on blood thinners, it's wise to check with your doctor before adding cocoa regularly, since it does improve circulation. I've seen men and women alike notice real changes. Climbing stairs becomes easier, energy levels throughout the day rise, and that feeling of dragging your feet starts to fade. Cocoa works like the daytime crew, giving your muscles the tools and circulation they need to stay active. But building strength is only half the story. Your body also needs a repair team working behind the scenes. That's where my next ingredient comes in. After I stir in the cocoa, I reach for a scoop of unflavored collagen peptides, about 10 grams, and add it straight into my coffee. Collagen may be famous for its role in skin, but it's also the scaffolding that holds muscle fibers and connective tissue together. The problem is that after age 20, we lose about 1% of our collagen every single year. That means by the time you're in your 60s, your body is operating with far less of the structural material it once had. Collagen peptides are hydrolyzed, meaning they're pre-broken down and ready to absorb quickly. They don't sit in your stomach waiting to be digested. They go right to work, repairing micro tears in muscle fibers, strengthening tendons, and supporting joint tissue. When combined with the improved circulation from cocoa, it creates the perfect environment. Nutrients are flowing freely, and the building blocks arrive at the exact place they're needed. I recommend looking for collagen from grass-fed sources whenever possible, as quality makes a difference. And if you're vegetarian, you can consider plant-based amino acid blends, which work differently, but still provide a spectrum of building blocks to support muscles. The payoff here is bigger than just muscle. It's about balance, joint comfort, and freedom of movement. I've seen older adults regain confidence in their steps, no longer worrying about a stumble or a sudden ache stopping them. Cocoa opens the highways, collagen lays down the framework, and together they form a foundation you can truly build on. But strength and structure still need fuel, a steady stream of energy that keeps you moving through the day. That's exactly why I turn to the third ingredient. Next, I add just half a teaspoon of MCT oil, working up to a full teaspoon once my body adjusts. MCT stands for medium-chain triglycerides, and unlike regular fats that take hours to break down, MCTs go straight to the liver where they're converted into energy in minutes. That quick energy doesn't just wake you up, it sustains your muscles and brain for hours, preventing that mid-morning crash so many of us have come to accept as normal. To use it properly, add MCT oil last, after the cocoa and collagen and stir thoroughly. Or even give your coffee a quick 10-second blend for a smooth, creamy texture. One word of advice: start small. Too much too soon can upset digestion. If you have gallbladder concerns, always check with your doctor first. Coconut oil can serve as a slower alternative, but pure MCT is more efficient. I've watched older men who once relied on naps to get through the day suddenly find themselves energized enough to walk farther, play with grandchildren, or finish projects they had abandoned. When your brain feels sharp and your muscles fueled, you naturally stay more active, and that activity becomes the very thing that builds strength over time. By now, I've shared the 3 key ingredients I rely on. But the real magic doesn't come only from what goes into the coffee. It comes from when I drink it and how consistently I repeat the ritual. The golden rule is simple. I drink this enhanced coffee within 30 minutes of waking up before eating anything else. Why? Because after fasting overnight, the body is primed. It's in a highly receptive state known as the anabolic window. During this short period, nutrients are absorbed and put to work at maximum efficiency, fueling muscle repair and growth. If I wait too long, the effect isn't the same. Consistency is more important than perfection. I'd rather someone follow this 5 days a week for a month than do it flawlessly every single day for just 1 week and give up. That's because muscle health doesn't hinge on one heroic effort. It's built from small, repeated choices that stack over time. And I know the doubts that creep in. At 60 or 70, it's easy to think I've tried everything before, nothing works anymore. But that's the beauty here. This isn't about overnight transformation. It's about aligning nutrition with the body's natural rhythm, a rhythm that often goes ignored. Exercise is essential, yes, but without the right fuel at the right time, the results fall short. When I see my morning coffee as the delivery system for this daily dose of muscle support, I'm not just drinking for habit, I'm drinking for purpose. And once you feel that difference, it changes how you look at every morning that follows. Now let me take you deeper into exactly how to put this ritual into practice step by step. When I make this enhanced coffee in the morning, I don't just toss everything in and hope for the best. I follow a sequence because the order matters for both absorption and taste. I start with 8 to 10 ounces of hot coffee, my usual morning brew, and I stir in 1 to 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder until it dissolves completely. That rich aroma tells me I'm giving my muscles the circulation boost they'll need throughout the day. Next, I add 1 scoop, about 10 grams of unflavored collagen peptides. It blends in smoothly, and I take a moment to mix it thoroughly so that every sip carries those structural building blocks straight to my muscles and joints. Finally, I finish with half to 1 teaspoon of MCT oil. This goes in last for a reason. Adding it at the end helps stabilize the texture, and when I blend or stir vigorously, it creates a creamy, frothy cup that feels indulgent, even though it's entirely functional. The whole ritual takes just a couple of minutes, but the impact lasts for hours. And timing is still everything. I make sure to drink it within 30 minutes of waking up when my body is most ready to put these nutrients to work. Each ingredient supports the others. Cocoa opens the highway, collagen lays the framework, and MCT fuels the process. When combined in this precise order, they don't just add up, they amplify one another, turning a simple cup of coffee into a complete muscle support system. Now that you know the steps, let me share what you can realistically expect to feel as the weeks unfold. I want to set expectations up front because clarity keeps you motivated while avoiding disappointment. In the first week, the most common change people notice is steadier energy in the morning. That sluggish dip you might feel after breakfast often fades, replaced by a smoother sense of focus that carries you through your daily routine. By the second week, it's not just energy, you'll notice it's stability. Standing up from a chair feels more secure, and your legs respond with a strength that might surprise you. Walking feels less like a chore and more like an expression of control. By the third and fourth weeks, these small changes build into something bigger. Everyday activities start to feel easier. Carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or bending down to pick something up no longer seem like obstacles. Instead, they become moments where you realize your body is working with you again, not against you. Of course, results vary. Some men feel a difference almost immediately, while others need a little more time for their body to adjust. The single factor that matters most isn't how fast it happens, but how consistently you stick with the ritual. I measure progress not by numbers on a scale or arbitrary targets, but by function, by how well you move through daily life. That's the true yardstick after 60. And before you jump in, let me pause to highlight something I consider non-negotiable: safety. No matter how promising a new routine sounds, I never make changes without talking to my doctor first, and I encourage you to do the same. If you're on blood thinners, if you take diabetes medications, or if you've had digestive or gallbladder concerns, a quick conversation with your healthcare provider ensures you're safe before you start. The truth is, cocoa collagen and MCT oil are generally safe for most people, but health is personal, and what works for one man may need adjusting for another. This coffee routine is designed to complement your lifestyle, not to replace medical treatment you already rely on. Think of it as reinforcement, another tool to support your strength, your independence, and your well-being. Safety always comes first, because when you protect your foundation, you set yourself up for results that last. Once you've got your doctor's green light, the only step left is to begin. And to help you take that leap, let me wrap this all together so you know exactly what to do tomorrow morning. Let me bring this back to the heart of it all. In 1 cup of coffee, you're combining 3 powerful allies: cocoa to boost circulation and signal your muscles to grow collagen to provide the structural framework that keeps your muscles and joints stable, and MCT oil to deliver lasting energy so you can stay active throughout the day. This isn't complicated, it isn't expensive, in fact it costs less than a single meal out, and yet the payoff can be enormous. My invitation is simple: don't overwhelm yourself by trying to be perfect from day one. Choose one ingredient to start tomorrow morning. See how it feels, then add the others as you grow comfortable. You don't need to chase transformation overnight, build it step by step, just like your muscles. And if you want to accelerate your progress, I've prepared a guide to muscle-building meals designed specifically for men over 60 plus, a follow-up video, where I'll walk you through simple chair exercises you can do right in your kitchen to strengthen your legs even faster. The point is, this small, consistent changes create the kind of strength that stays with you. It's not about turning back time, it's about making the years ahead stronger, steadier, and more independent. So tomorrow morning, when you pour that cup of coffee, ask yourself, will this be just another habit, or will it be the moment you start fueling your comeback? The choice is in your hands, and the first sip is waiting. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this. Your strength is not gone. It's waiting to be rebuilt with the right tools and the right timing. Every morning you have a chance to turn something as ordinary as coffee into a powerful step towards stronger muscles, steadier balance, and more energy for the life you want to live. If this message resonated with you, don't just stop here, take action. Try the routine tomorrow morning and then come back and share your experience in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos where I'll guide you through simple, at-home exercises and meal strategies designed specifically for men over 60. Your journey to strength and independence starts with 1 cup, and by subscribing, you'll never walk that journey alone.